Good evening, good evening. This is Minister Dwight Garrett, back again for another segment. I may be stepping on a lot of people's toes today, because this is a very political subject. This subject is about same sex. Now, first of all, let's clarify something. Marriage was between a man and a woman. Back when all this got started, I'm going to tell you something. There were more men and stuff being born from Adam and Eve. And men didn't have a lot of money. And as they went to war and battle, they was out in the field 6 and 7 months. Most of them were scared. That's why they bonded with one another. You take a woman out, you're going to have to sit there and spend $3 or $4 on her before she even think about doing anything sexual with you, when you're not supposed to be doing anything sexual anyway out of marriage. Okay? I did not say this. Sex is real quick and vile, and the bed is defiled. You cannot offspring. Guys like to get, it's about almost a natural thing to want to look at somebody and say, I think the majority of the people in the world, looked at somebody and said, I wonder what that would be like. A lot of us don't act on it. I've seen people today, the spirit is suffocating. Okay? Now, I never thought that I lived to see the day where two same-sex people could come together and marry and get each other's benefits. I never thought it would happen in my time. The bed is defiled. Sex is supposed to happen for 2 reasons. First of all, the only way it's supposed to happen is in holy matrimony. Okay? That's between a man and a woman. The second reason it's supposed to happen is to replenish the earth. Same sex cannot offspring. You may want to run out to the bars and say, oh, I'm just this way, and oh, I'm just this way. Let me tell you something. When you stand before an almighty fiery God on the day of judgment, are you going to stand up and say, oh, you sent me down this way? Everybody came down from heaven heterosexual. Sex is a choice. Any way you want to do it, whether it's straight, bi, or gay. That's what makes it a sin. You did not come in this way. Some of us are so small, we'll sit here and we'll go play with the little boys, we'll play with the little girls, and go to rubbing on one another's things and all that different things. And you sit back and it feels good, and you say, I like this. And you choose to do it. But you didn't come down this way. Some say, oh, I've never been with a man. Oh, I've never been with a woman. That's because you chose not to do it. Now, most of us do believe in God. Do you believe in the power of God? He can do everything but one thing, and that's fail. Now, I don't know whether heaven or hell scares y'all, because if you get a glimpse of heaven or hell, it would change you for the better. Hell would scare the daylights out of you. You will fall on your knees with that prayer and you'll never look back. Especially do something like lying to the same sex. The same thing with murder and all that too. But if you saw heaven, you'll be so glorious, you'll want to go there too. Back when the men was stuff on the battlefield, they were scared. When you go to war, it's like you look at your wife or something like that, and your kids, and you be saying to yourself, I'm not going to make it back home. So you're afraid. So you get in little packs and you bond on the battlefield. You put a couple of guys on this end, one on that end, while the orgy goes on inside the corner. Right up on the nose of the captain's guards. Sometimes they was part of it. Alright? A woman knows something is going on. People, Genesis 2:24, a marriage is between a man and a woman. Genesis 1:27-28, be fruitful and multiply. Same sex cannot offspring. You can try to make it right all you want to. I didn't say this. I just enforce it though. He said plainly, do not lay with your own kind. Mankind is an abomination to God. You don't have any responsibility. The sex is quick. You might catch something. Especially if you're trying to straddle the fence. The guys over here want to dip out and play around with somebody else and then run home to their wives. Then sometimes if the woman go over here and get with another woman, the guy usually like that. He wants to get in the middle of it. There we go again. Condoning something that God said don't do. This did not come from me. Alright? Sex is quick, undetached. You're on a first name basis. You lie about your number. You try to get each other's number. You give this other number to the rent man. And you off to another one. Sheila's off to Tammy. Tom's off to Terry. Okay? Now, think about the things that I said. I've never thought I'd live to see the day where two people of the same sex could marry. Marriage is between a man and a woman. You're not going to make it right when you pair off. Now you want the benefit. Now you want an offspring. Okay, well, then you see how you need each other? Two guys, they want a child, they want a dog. Okay, you're going to need a woman for that. Two women, they want a child and they don't want to do it. Okay, but you're going to need a man for that. You can't run from each other. You cannot run from each other. You are so a part of each other because you was made for each other. To stop the partying and the pot and the 40 ounces and on the down low. I know all the terms. And believe me, I could say a whole lot of things offensive, but I'm not going to do that. I want to be intelligent about this thing. I want to be spiritual about this thing. And I want to be godly about this thing. All right? We cannot same steps. Get yourself to the nearest Church of Christ. Talk to the elders, the deacons, the ministers, and the Christian brothers and sisters that can enrich you with your word and help you with this thing. And stop slipping and sliding around, feeling guilty. Always got to fight for rights. Rights, yeah, you ain't got no rights. You don't have any rights. All right? And this is Minister Dwight Gabriel. I'll see you again.